I've done a number of videos about cycling east on Lyons Road from Concord to 5 Dock. The common theme is the problems created by mixing car parking with a bike lane. The parking lane, or the bike lane, or whatever the hell it is, simply isn't wide enough to safely accommodate both bikes and cars. The Canada Bay Council has to pick one and stick with it. I'm not entirely sure why a parking lane is required along here, because on most of my rides, the lane only contains about 10 parked cars along about a 1.5 kilometre section. Today there are only 2 parked cars. The problem is that any parked cars force you out into the traffic lane in order to go around them safely. And by safely, I mean giving them enough distance to avoid being doored, which means a metre of clearance. There are 2 bad spots for clearing parked cars. The first is just after the roundabout. It would help if the clearway zone was lengthened by 20 metres so that you don't have to do a hard jink to the right when you come out of the bike bypass lane to get around a parked vehicle. The second is at the golf buggy crossing. If vehicles are parked close to the departure from the crossing, you have to jink out into the traffic to get around them, and this really isn't safe. In most cases, when you stick your right arm out to indicate that you are pulling out, the driver behind you will slow down and let you out. Today it was different. The driver of the red Mazda decided to go around me instead of waiting for a few seconds. A possible reason why became apparent when I passed the vehicle up the road.
Charlie Victor Victor 45 Mike.
For once, this isn't a rant about a close pass. Rather, it's a rant about distracted driving. When I went past her, I could clearly see the phone in her hand, and I was wondering what she was looking at back there at the golf buggy crossing. The road, with me on it, or a phone. This is a new problem with bike lanes marked out with magic paint. Magic paint is no protection against drivers who are focused on their phone rather than on the road. The police are trying every method under the sun to stop drivers from being distracted by their phones, but they're clearly fighting a losing battle. The only real protection for vulnerable road users is a nice, tall concrete curb that will deflect vehicles when the driver isn't paying attention.